You want to know who feels a recession first?
Restaurants.
Restaurants. Not Wall Street, not the news, restaurants. Because the second people get nervous about money, they stop going out to eat. First it's appetizers, then desserts, then alcohol.
And
Then suddenly people are sharing meals. And you can literally watch it happen in real time.
Yeah.
A packed Friday night turns into, hey, why is it so slow tonight? Then it becomes, why has it been slow for 3 weeks? You know, people think restaurants are just food. No, restaurants are like the heartbeat of the economy.
Yeah.
When people feel good, restaurants are full.
Yeah.
When people are stressed, restaurants feel it immediately.
Yep.
And the scary part, most restaurant owners are trying to smile through it while quietly wondering how they're going to pay everybody next week.
Yeah.
True. And this is what nobody on television is going to tell you tonight. If you want to know where the economy is actually hurting, you do not start with Wall Street. You start with restaurants, small businesses. You drive to your hometown and you look at the for lease signs. And you look at places that used to be filled on Friday night and now they are half empty. Because restaurants are not just places to eat. They are the canary on the coal mine, you know? They are the first thing people cut when money gets tight, and they are the first thing that closes when the squeeze gets worse. So a restaurant depends on everything working at the same time. Ingredients have to be affordable, rent has to be manageable, the labor has to make sense, the delivery costs have to make sense, and the customer has to have enough money left after gas, groceries, rent, insurance, and utilities to say, okay, let's go out tonight. So when one of those breaks, the restaurants are the first to fill it. Let's continue.
This is where we are in society. That's 8 pieces of chicken and some rice for $15. $15 for,
It's a lot.
for this. $15.
For this.
Does anybody else have the feeling like there's not going to be any restaurants left if this is what's happening? Like, I'll pay $20 for Five Guys because I feel like it's worth it, but $15 for 8 pieces of chicken and a bunch of rice, not worth it.
Well, and this is where I'm going to
And
draw.
the thing is, the part that everybody is missing here is it's not about the chicken. It's not even about whatever that specific plate is worth $15. That is the moment that the customer finally says, wait a second, what am I paying here for? Because $15 used to feel like a nice dinner, right? Now $15 is like a starting point. It's like you are paying for a sandwich. And then the drink is extra, the tax is extra, the tip is extra, the delivery fee is extra. If you order it, the service fee is extra. You have the app. It's amazing. Everything is extra now. By the time you are done, the cheap meal is a premium meal. And people feel stupid because they remember when going out didn't require you to think about, oh, how much am I going to spend? And should I get the water? Should I skip the appetizer? Right? Should I share the entry? Should I go home and make eggs? It's getting to this point. It's crazy. And that's not a normal restaurant experience. At least not the ones I remember. That is budget meeting with napkins. And this is a huge problem for the economy, for the restaurant, because the customer is not wrong. Everything is super expensive, but the owner, he needs to make rent, he needs to make a living. So, because you need to think about the owner. He has the invoice, he has the rent, he has the payroll, he has the electricity, he has all of these expenses. So both sides are angry, but it's not their fault. It's actually the economy. Everything is so expensive that people don't know how to save money anymore. That's why I'm telling you, the restaurants are the warning signs. And have you felt this way where you are living? Tell me in the comments. Tell me if this experience is something that you are seeing where you live.
Well,
Yeah, but let's go in there.
I think this guy's the owner. Let's check this one out.
Texas.
2 cheeseburgers.
Business has never been quite like this. since the beginning of March is probably the craziest time I've seen in my entire career in the restaurant industry.
The craziest in your entire career?
Craziest. Outside of maybe the first 2 months of COVID.
He showed us his invoices, which now all include a fuel surcharge. He says vendors are constantly changing prices, and regular menu items are sometimes unavailable.
Well, I don't know tomorrow what I'm going to pay for my salmon. I don't know if I'm going to get my wine. It's crazy.
And customers are ordering less.
People come in here, they order an entree, they may or may not order an adult beverage and or a soda, and that's it. They don't. My dessert sales used to be about 7%. Now they're less than 1%.
Yeah.
Consumers across the country are now weighing where to spend their money. There's reason for concern, with inflation rising to a 3-year high.
Yeah.
The latest data shows double-digit jumps in the price of gas and airfare compared to last year.
It's too much.
Everyday staples like fresh vegetables, roasted coffee, and steaks also saw sharp increases. Back in Dallas, McGuire's thinking about when he will have to raise menu prices.
If you're already seeing people pull back, I would think the last thing you want to do now is try to increase prices even more.
It's pretty scary. It's a pretty scary place to be, for sure.
And McGuire's not alone in feeling the strain here. The Texas Restaurant Association recently surveyed its members. 77% of them reported that they're seeing a higher cost of goods from their vendors, and 66% of them are now seeing those fuel surcharges on their invoices.
Yeah, and this is the reality. I even saw a lot of
Let
those.
me translate that. What they are saying is this. This guy is not complaining because one invoice went up. No, he's saying that he cannot even plan his budget. That is what's killing the business. If you run a restaurant, you can survive the expenses as long as you can control them. Because this way you can price it around it. But if you don't know what inflation is going to bring, you cannot plan, you cannot survive. It's total chaos. And then you have the supplier that changes, the fuel changes, the delivery costs changes. Every week there is a new number, and today's price is tomorrow another price. It's impossible. So what do you think he's supposed to do, right? Tell me in the comments, what do you think this guy should do? Because if he raises the menu every week, he's going to lose customers. Customers already think the food is too expensive. If he starts cutting down portion sizes, customers notice that immediately they go out. Cutting the staff, now the service gets worse. People complain about that. It's a trap. So the owner is not just trying to make profit. He's trying to guess what's going to happen tomorrow, right? And tomorrow keeps moving. And that dessert details, it matters. Not because dessert is the whole business, but because dessert is the signal. If it means that people are still showing up sometimes, but they are trimming the experience down to the bone. No dessert, no appetizer, maybe no drink, just the entry, pay and leave. This is not a night out. This is eating with anxiety, trying to control the budget. So when enough customers do that, the restaurant is going to lose the extra margin and the place is going to shut down. Little things matter. It's like death by a dozen cuts. You know that expression. It starts with the dessert, then goes to the drinks, then the appetizers, and when you get the full picture, the restaurant is dead. Okay, guys, but here's what you should pay close attention. Not just the tip, what is hiding under the bill, okay? Because when a restaurant puts one number on the screen, then the real Matt says something else, that breaks trust. Let's watch this.
$58, and this is 20%. But when we do it on our calculations, how much are we gonna leave tip?
So I'm really excited to do this video because I've been looking for an excuse to show you why math is important in real life, but this is what happened. So the young lady went out in town, spent about $158.92 on a meal, and the suggested gratuity says it should be $44, which is 20%, but that's not actually true. So what you want to do is we're going to take $158.92, and I'm going to show you a trick. So to figure out what 20% is, let's first figure out what 10% is. So all you're going to do is you're going to move the decimal over one time, 15.89, and we're going to times that by 2. So to do that, I'm going to do 15 times 2, which is going to give me 30, and I'm going to do 0.89 times 2, which is going to be 1.78. Add that together, and that's what a 20% tip should be. So it's going to be $31.
Again, the customer is not crazy for being angry. If the screen tells you one thing and the real math says another thing, people are going to look at that and say, wait, what game are we playing here?
And 78 cents, which is what the young lady showed what the actual tip should be when she Googled it, right?
Yep.
So where does the extra, what is that, $13 come in? Let me show you what they did. So essentially what they did, or what you can do to figure this out, is we're going to take what they said was 20%, which was $44.38, and we're going to divide by the ticket price, which is $158.92. When you divide that out, this is what you're going to get. They actually charged her 28%. Now, 20 to 28 is an 8% difference. This 8% difference might be hidden fees. It might be, I don't know, some kind of tax or something like that. But the problem is they didn't disclose what these fees are, and they just included it. So
exactly. And that is not hospitality, right? That is math test after dinner. And I don't like that. Nobody wants homework with the check, right? Come on.
Very shady. Whatever business that was, y'all shouldn't be doing that. And according to where you are in the country, this also may be very illegal. So just depends. But this was a great video. I'm glad that she was able to show us something like this. And y'all, math is important.
Shout out to him for taking us to math class.
I'm not going to sit here and pretend every restaurant is evil. It would be too easy. No. The dark truth is that what desperation looks like when it becomes a business model, right? They cannot raise the menu honestly because customers will stop coming. They cannot keep absorbing costs because the business is going to die. They cannot cut labor forever because then nobody wants to work there. So what happens? Fees. They need to come up with money, so screens, suggested tips, service charges, convenience charges, little numbers that appear at the end when you are already tired and just want to leave. And the server it's the one who gets in the middle, and the customer feels the pressure, the worker feels judged, the owner feels trapped, everybody leaves annoyed. That's not a good look for the restaurant or for the industry.